Hi, welcome to another video of the Target Individual Program, the Target Individual Experience. So, just came back from picking up my daughter. A lot of police presence uh, around, and I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to pay them no mind. I'm not going to record, and I'll do my video when I get back in the house, what have you. So, I'm in the elevator. This Hispanic guy comes in the building behind me, and he keeps looking at me. So I'm like, okay, what's going on? So, as we get to the elevator, Pam calls me. Okay. Now, yesterday I didn't hear from her at all. Um, uh, the day before I didn't hear from her at all. And again, I'm used to her patterns. Right? I'm used to her patterns. So obviously, and I forgot that she had told me in the beginning of the month, 'cause it was her birthday month, that she was going to hang out with her girlfriend. At least that's what I thought she said. Right. So she wanted to switch weekends, what have you. So I said, okay, fine, what have you. So she called me to remind me, right, about the that we had switched the weekends, and I'm like, okay. She's like, yeah, remember I told you it was my birthday weekend, and Ethia was going to watch the kids. I said, you didn't think Ethia was going to watch the kids. I said, you said to me that you was going to hang out with Ethia for the weekend, so you're going to switch weekends. She's like, no, Ethia's watching. I said, okay, fine, what have you, that's fine. So I said, okay, I don't wonder why there's a lot of police present, because again, you see how they try to make you out to be, again, the false narrative, right? That they think, um, and to be honest with you, this is what I believe. They're one of their false narrative that I am aggressive. This is why they had the soup in the other building, always trying to confront me and trying to start up some shit. Because again, they gotta uh, create this narrative, right? So this is why when I went to pick up Alyssa, now I've been doing it all through the week. Okay, didn't see as much police presence as I did today. And again, as soon as I got in the building, Spanish guy come, well, he's looking at me again, trying to draw my attention. So then she calls me again. This is that phone call. They always, like I said, I've been through this so many times, where they will trigger her to call me because I spoke to her earlier, right? She didn't tell me any of this, right? And she's telling me, she's like, oh, I'm supposed to be going to the clinic, but I'm late. You know, again with the late theme. But anyhow, so I said, okay, fine. I said, fine. And I said to myself, oh, no wonder why she left. Because I went to put some clothes in her room. I went to iron my shirt, what have you, and she had a box of condoms on the floor. And I said, okay, this is what it is. So they trying to get me all, and I'm like, I don't really care. I don't, like I said, I don't really care. We're not together, okay? We are not together, all right? And again, since they try to manipulate me into being here while she date other men and do all this stuff and blah blah blah, right? And I'm supposed to be subservient. Again, it's the Coercive Persuasion Program. These things are outlined, so I already know about them, right? They're outlined, and you know the reason why I'm here again. A lot of times is for my kids. Yeah, I still care for her, but we're not together. She could do whatever she want to do. I just told her before. I said, you're not gonna have me watching the kids while you're out dating and what have you. So you can get a babysitter for that. And so again, try to do this narrative thing. So I've noticed for the past 2 days also how she's been acting like I've always said she asked whenever she got plans for the weekend with whatever her date or some guy what have you. She starts acting a little mean, right? A little mean. You know what I'm saying? And because other times there's no problem, there's no problem, right? Now, like I said, like whenever other times when I guess nobody's giving her attention, I come in, she's in the kitchen. If I walk in the kitchen, she's not moving, stepping aside, like if I have, you know what I'm saying, like if I have the plague or what have you, you know what I'm saying. So I noticed that yesterday and today she started acting in that same manner again. So I didn't really put two and two together, but something should have said something. Something should have reminded me, right? Something should have reminded me about that. But anyhow, so um, I remember a couple of weeks ago I told her, I said I gave her the form to fill out so Alyssa can get into the after school program, Okay, but she doesn't want to do that because that means that whatever little time that she can have outside of work, you know, she will not be able to do that, right? Whereas because I'm here, she gets to do that. Like like for example, like on her birthday, um, she calls me after work, after she got out of work, and she's like, "Oh, my friend Joe called me to get a quick bite to eat. I'm just going to get a quick bite to eat, all right?" And hang up. You know, again, using those manipulative tactics, even though I've told her that to get a babysitter. But again, this is what a lot of, like I said, a lot of these Negropean women and black women, Negropean women actually, not black women, are being led by these white supremacists who they have turned against us. They've turned our women against us, right? By, again, through manipulation and manipulative tactics. And so by also giving them jobs and positions, in order to keep them loyal, and also use religion as a tool to solidify their grasp, right? So again, because I understand it, you know, I, like I know I deal with it a lot better. But sometimes, like I said before, sometimes you got to remove yourself from certain situations. So this is sometimes when you see I leave because again, when they get her to target me, what have you. Like for example, when she came back from her so-called date with her friend, not date with her friend, but dinner with her so-called friend on her birthday, she came in the house and started targeting me, like targeting me up the wazoo. You know what I'm saying? To where I'm like, okay, I gotta get out of here. I gotta leave. Okay. And right before she walked in the house, they started with the police sirens, right? So again, and look, I have never been the type of I've never put my hands on a woman. And again, this is the false narrative that they tried to do. But I've had black women put their hands on me, right? So understand this, that what they have done is condition in the mind of our women that they can put their hands on men, on black men, right? And we can't even, like you said, we can't even defend ourselves because if we leave a mark on them, a scratch, what have you, we're the one getting arrested. Nobody, it doesn't matter if she started, because if you look at the truth, over 70% of domestic violence the incident are started by women. Are started by women. But these are the truth that they would not tell anybody because they have a narrative, and the narrative is against us men. Okay, so like I said, uh, they trying to create a narrative that's not who I am. And again, even though they tried over and over again, they've even gotten her coming in my face and just all this stuff. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm not even, because again, that is a narrative. This is how they condition black women to be used as a tool against black men, right? And Negropean women against Negropean women, and Negropean men, right? So there's a difference, right? So I shouldn't even say black men and black women because if you're a black man, you think different. If you're a black woman, you think different. So I'm gonna just keep it a Negropean men, Negropean women. Now you can be a Negropean man and be with a black woman, and you can be a black man and be with a Negropean woman, right? It doesn't mean because they think a certain way that you can't love them or they can't love you. It just means that both has a lot to do in terms of understanding. Well, I shouldn't even say that. I'm gonna put it. The Negropean men and women have a lot to learn, okay? So that they can become black men and black women. But like this, because it's a difference in mindset. So anyhow, so yeah, so this is what they're trying to do. So I've been here all day, prepping because the kids wanted me to make fish cake and bake again. So, it usually take me a little longer to do these things. So I had to prep it, and then, I said before I start, let me go pick her up. Ethan comes home. I don't have to go pick him up, so which is good. So this is something that I get to do with her, in terms of teaching her how to cook, teaching her how to bake, teaching her to, things like that, right? That her mother's not going to do with her. So I have to do it, right? Because again, I said I'm not going to be raising children, and when they become adult, that they put too much of a burden on their partner or their significant other, right? So they're not going to be living in and not being able to pick up after themselves if I have something to do with it. They're not going to be not holding themselves accountable, right? Not being able to think rationally and logically, not following belief systems. right? But I actually say I know and I think, not I believe, right? So it's important because again, we as parents, particularly people my age, we have to break the not. It's not a curse. We always say generation curse. It's not a curse. It's a programming. We have to get that straight. It is a programming, right? Because we love to. We're such spiritual people that we love to think everything is a curse. No, it is a programming. We have programmed minds and programmed mindsets. Okay, so once you understand that, you understand you will begin to look at ways to reverse those negative programming. Okay, so that being said, I'll talk to you guys in the next video.